Yeah, Jamie, just so that you know, Madman knocked you out of the way to get to the door ahead of you. Can she even hear us? No, we can barely hear you. Taylor, are you going to knock Jamie out of the way now? You could basically make it to the square between Jamie and Madman. If you knock her out of the way. Right. Well, you're not going to get much further. You're going to get about there with the two of you. Well, they're about to bull rush into you. Until now. Um, Jamie, you're up. Yeah, of course. Jamie? Jamie. It's your turn. What are you doing? Taylor has picked you up in a fireman's carry, or like a Tarzan carry. Um, you can try. Roll your arete. Roll your arete. Okay, I'm happy to roll it for you. So, Jamie picks up 5 paradox. I did put on there that she was healing with AIDS. We didn't understand a word of that, but it was funny. Ja- Jamie, Jamie, have you tried turning it off and on again? There's no one near. Me. That's what we were saying. I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll your paradox backlash while you do that. Sorry, Jamie, I couldn't understand that. I'm gonna go ahead and roll for you. I can't understand you. Yeah, I can't make out anything you're saying, so I'm gonna go ahead and roll this paradox roll. Did Jamie just fall over in her chair? Uh, okay, so Doc, I will let you roll Jamie's paradox roll. 5d10 versus the difficulty 6. Wow. That that's almost as bad as it could possibly have been. I'm just gonna roll as well, just to see if Jamie had let me roll. Oh, not not much different. This was just destined to implode. So so Taylor and Madman, you two both roll your paradoxes. No, 6. Yeah. Difficulty 6. Yeah. That's much lower than the others. Jamie's left. Jamie left. Okay. Um. Right. Let me. Let me just work this out. Holy shit. No, that can't be right. Oh, but I knew that wasn't right. Um, so Madman, Taylor, and Jamie, you want to roll soak? Your what? What's that give you? I'll let it count as an extra 1 armor. Armor will count, yes. Yes. I'll roll Jamie's soak. Okay, so Taylor, you take 11. Madman, you take 10. And Jamie takes 11. Oh no, it's already aggravated. Oh yeah, no, I fully realized that. Yeah, they just hit a triple paradox backlash. So, yep, Jamie killed you all with a heal. Um, so Doc, you go through the portal, and you're holding it open for the others to come through, and what comes through is a swirling cloud of what looks like a blackish green magical vortex energy that actually starts as it touches things in the room. They almost start to like rot away. Okay. Okay, you close the portal and the smoke starts to dissipate, and it still eats away at a few little bits of furniture here and there, the around the edges, but it fades away. Um, yeah. So, oh, the Technocracy does still exist, yes. So, well, this was only one regional office that's been decimated. I did not expect Jamie to kill you with a heal. That was just pure icing on top. That was icing on. No, Doc did that. Doc rolled it. Okay. No. Okay. Let's cut back to a couple things though. Seeger. Yeah. Seeger, you wake up in a cell to find out that 5 weeks have passed and that you are accused of collusion with a Nefandi sect that brought the technocracy to war with the local changeling court and destroyed most of the East Coast office. Yeah, they have a lot of evidence that they proceed to present at your trial that says otherwise, and and you spend 10 years in a void prison before they release you, and um, basically then reassign you to maintenance work on in a Horizon realm for the rest of your career. Um, and that, unless you do something insane, that is where you end up. Kim, well, there is a point though where you just kind of reach the point of saying, you know what, I'm just not going to do anything else. And so, Kim, you wake up sitting on the floor of what looks like a fairy tale castle made out of gold, surrounded by a room full of many different types of changelings, with a set of stairs leading up to a golden throne, and on that throne, an elderly, elf like she, wearing a very fine, what looks like a suit sewn out of golden thread. He looks down at you, and then he looks away from you to somewhere behind you, and he says, "Very well. It seems that our deal is concluded." And he kind of nods, and someone walks up from behind you, who it looks like was the person he's looking at, and it's Casey, who walks forward, walks past you up to the king or the lord or whatever he is on the throne, gives an abbreviated bow and says, "I'm glad that peace between our groups could be bought at such a minor cost." He turns around and he looks at you and he goes, "Sorry about this, Kim." You say that as the dagger goes through your back. Well, no, you're sat there. You're looking at Casey as he's saying this, and as he finishes talking, and you go to respond to him without any warning, dagger into the back. It's a fey weapon in a fey realm. Do you really want me to roll it? There's the damage, and you were at one level. So roll your soak. You soak five, meaning that the one is still enough. That would have been great, but no. The dagger pierces your heart and kills you. Hmm. This is the court of apples, so this is a Sealy court. Oh, it would have been brilliant, but no, you're not. We haven't decided where you're starting yet, Charles. No, I said that you're going to be from somewhere else, and you're going to be sent there in session one. That's what I'm saying is you're not from there. Well, like I said, you all seem to be leaning towards Unseelie for the next game, so it wouldn't be here because this is a Sealy court. Um, hmm Well, what I would like to do, well, you said that you run off and never say a word about any of this again. Yep. Yeah. You spend the rest of your life in hiding. Actually, Doc, about 10 years passes, um, and and you get paid a visit from Casey, who just knocks on your door one afternoon. He kind of smiles and he says, "Hey, Doc, it's been a long time. I thought it was worth saying thank you for the help you guys did for us a few years back. I know we didn't exactly tell you everything, but I do appreciate what you guys did for us." Well, it wasn't exactly that simple. I mean, we needed someone within the technocracy to uncover the Nefandi, which you did. Not exactly the way we thought you might have, but you did. And for that, well, thanks. Fair enough. I was thinking about starting up a new Monday game, but I guess you're not interested. Okay, you shut the door, and that's the end of that. So yeah, that's the perfect ending. Yeah, just go away. He doesn't know. He just knows that something green and nasty started coming through and eating the construct, so he ran. Yeah, basically. Yeah. He just assumed you were dead. Okay. Yeah. That was good. That was very good. So, what I would like then is for the person who received the separate secret orders in session 1 to say me. Who Well, if the orders said they were secret, then they were secret. No, that was your secret orders. Well, this was well before the flash drive. That was a couple sessions in though. Right. I'm gonna let it out then. Um, Almost all of you had secret orders. Not everyone, but most everyone. Yeah, I think Madman and Jamie were the ones that did not have secret orders. Taylor, did you not either? Okay, it was just Doc, Kim, and Charles then. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No. No. Um, Basically, letting the cat fully out of the bag. Um, Casey was working with the virtual adepts to make a deal with the changelings. Basically, he was honest when he said he was trying to set up a peace treaty. The treaty just didn't actually involve the technocracy. He was using the technocracy, i.e., you guys, to uncover the Nefandi because the changelings would not make a deal with the traditions unless the traditions uncovered who the Nefandi was. It wasn't. It wasn't. The Nefandi was uncovered before all of that, and then time was rewound back to before that point. Correct. And basically, no, well, basically what happened is that the Lord of Apples was a Chronos art master himself. So when you got back to the point that Kim took you back to, he felt a change and started making a bunch of rolls to scry forward, found out that you had actually accomplished what he had needed you to, and then undone it, which pissed him off. Yeah, exactly. And that was what triggered him to take matters into his own hands. Um, yeah, the Lord of Apples. Or you mean the one that died? The person that no, it wasn't Vorian. It was the Lord of Apples. Um, but yeah, he killed the director. Which, by the way, the director was always nothing more than a lackey and a recruiter for the Nefandi. Um, they had deemed that he was not actually exceptional enough to become Nefandi himself, but they continually strung him along by saying that if he found them enough qualified recruits, they would recruit him as well. They were lying to him the whole time. Yep, just a bit. Yeah, yeah, it's true. They would have killed you. That was later. So yeah, that was. Yeah. Whew. All right. So yeah. So let's take about a 5, 6 minute AFK. I'm going to grab a drink. We'll come back and we'll talk a bit of Changeling. All right. Did anyone other than me actually even bother AFK? Yeah, just yeah. That's yeah. That's what we're all judging. No, no, you won't. Yeah, yeah. You will die doing that. That will be very painful, and it will still not happen. No, God no. You yeah, yeah. That's basically the choice you've just given. Yeah. Just stop. Just stop. Just stop. I was just gonna give Charles another minute or two to get back. I was letting everyone make fun of Taylor until we wait for Charles.
Taylor's a nerd.
No, 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 no. Wait a minute. Now that's complimentary, not
Taylor's a Naruto nerd.
that works. Yeah, that's bad.
If you're gonna insult me, say weeb at least. Jesus Christ.
A weeaboo. A weeb?
Yes.
A weeb?
No.
A weeb.
Yeah.
Weeaboo.
Not even a dweeb, a weeb.
Yes. Man, man.
Now you regret. Okay.
I also, oh wait, I learned of an anime today that sounded amazingly awful. It was our always makes fun of like different kinds of
You're more
rice.
disappointed in yourself.
I have found it because this was in an Ingerdone. I'm like, this sounds amazing and terrible. I lost some shit.
Yeah, it's just there's no helping you.
There's not. Really isn't. I am unashamed of what I love.
I am ashamed for you.
Damn it, you're confused. You found me. What are you talking about? Sorry about that.
No problem.
It's fine. I gotta go shower, so I'll be right back.
I just looked at this three different anime going on in this picture.
All right, guys. So, changeling. Obviously, we have some people who have been doing a lot of reading and a lot of watching, and we have some people who have done none whatsoever. But the primary thing that we need to look at is we need to work out a group dynamic. So, as I have explained, you can be Seelie or unseelie. Seelie being the ostensibly noble. I say ostensibly because in reality often they're not. But they are perceived as noble. They are perceived as honest and good, although it's as much a lie as anything else. What is true about the Seelie is that they tend to put the goal before themselves. Now, whatever that goal may happen to be, they tend to be willing to sacrifice themselves for the goal. The unseelie, the other side of the coin, are perceived as being dark and evil and untrustworthy, when in fact, although they are, shall we say, greedy, in fact they are probably more honest than the Seelie are, because they accept their flaws and embrace them. You know, a a Seelie she who enjoys killing people will of course go around telling everyone how killing is bad and you should never do it, and then find some homeless person to drag into a dark alley and cut their throat in the darkness.
Meanwhile, the unsealed witch is doing it public.
Whereas an unseelie person would just find someone and just kill them and not really care if anyone saw it or not, because that's their nature and that's just it. Yeah. So you need to decide first off if you plan on playing a group of unseelie or a group of seelie. That has seemed to be the lean so far.
Yeah, I think it's like everyone wants to be on. Yeah,
Like
Okay.
unsealed, yeah. It seems like it'd be a little easier to play.
Everybody wants to
The other side of the coin to remember, of course, is that changelings, fae, have never been purely one thing or the other. So, although you are affiliating yourself with the Unseelie Court, that does not mean you always act in an unseelie manner. And in fact, historically, there are some Fae who make a point of trying to spend, say, 6 months of the year acting in a seelie manner and 6 months in an unseelie manner in order to maintain balance.
Do people switch courts?
It is possible.
Snack.
Uh, what the hell was that sound?
It's a cute little one, isn't it? That is called food for the cat.
I cannot make out a thing Jamie is babbling.
No, I don't know what she's saying.
Kim, Kim brought out a rat and Jamie lost her mind.
It is a hamster, you heathen.
It's snake food.
He's cute.
Oh my god.
Jamie, I'm gonna start feeding you.
Oh, take it away, Casey. Kim, take it away.
That was painful. That was painful. Um, sorry. So going back to the question, it is possible to switch courts, but you have to gain the approval of the monarch of the court you're wanting to move to. It is, in fact, much easier to go from being Seelie to unseelie than it is the other way. And the main reason for that, at the present time, is that the king of the Seelie court is vain as fuck. And he sees the goal of the Seelie court to be a perfect example of beauty and majestic light. And so to find someone who has been tainted by being a member of the dark court, and then to allow them into what he refers to as the golden throng, there has to be a damn good reason. Now,
He's done a complete makeover. Like, he's gone to the beauty shop, like, got those stands,
yeah, I mean, yeah, this.
facelift.
Now, if somebody. Go ahead.
Some ugly evil creature, not evil, but some ugly creature like an ogre or troller or the river hag, for instance, one really bad. They will never get to be sealed, right?
Almost never.
Yeah. But there are some sealing who actively make it a point to switch.
Yes. Now, some of the uglier changeling races, if we put it that way, some of them do still manage to find a place in the Seelie court, but usually in exchange for having a standing of some kind and the protection of the court, there's usually some kind of a deal hammered out to the effect of, we'll let you be a member of the Seelie court, but you're going to understand that if there are any really important galas, you're going to miss them. And when you do show up to the annual meetings, your table is going to be at the very back in this kind of corner out of the way. And they almost act as if they're doing a favor for letting these people into the court, even though they don't deserve it. But yes, there are a very few traditionally unseelie kiths who do manage to make their way into the Seelie court in extraordinary circumstances. There is actually one quite well-known ogre who is a member of the Seelie court, and it actually happened because about 5 years ago an event occurred, and the ogre actually saved the King of Light and Illusion's life. And so he was allowed into the court, but he never attends any court functions. But he is said to have the protection of the Sealy court.
Jamie lost it.
Yep.
Good, I've crashed Australia's internet with a golden snake instead of deadly snakes.
Yeah, you're gonna start sending gifts there too, huh?
Australia can't handle such high resolution snake action.
Like several kilobytes.
Yeah. Australia can't handle images.
No.
What are you jerking off there, Dad?
Huh?
What?
She was cutting her wrists.
Yeah. Um,
What are you doing?
so yeah, the first thing is you all obviously seem to be going unseelie, and then it's to determine the type of group that you want to play.
Outside?
Do you want to play a group of all nobles? Do you want to play a group of all commoners? Do you want to play a group of a noble and then that noble's commoner entourage?
I think one of the two lost once.
Yeah, 'cause I think
I think
To be honest,
I
like,
want. I think I would.
Jamie, we don't. Again, it's
Not a clue, Jamie. Yeah, you're making no sense whatsoever,
Hey,
Jamie.
you want to play a chat?
Yeah,
if we have to, but
yeah. Taylor has expressed a desire to play a noble.
and no one has really said that that would hurt their idea or they didn't really want that. That's why I've kept going with it, but it can change.
Yeah.
That's just a killer for me.
The main thing that I want to point out is that based on games that I've played in the past, I have found that either one noble and a bunch of commoners, or all nobles, works better than say three nobles, three commoners.
Yeah. It's just the issue with the
well,
power
if,
dynamic.
if there's one noble, it's gonna be a fact that he's always gonna just be doing his own shit most of the time, right?
Well, no.
Strict responsibility.
Well, no. The idea being at that point is that the rest of you would be, for example, commoners within his house. So, so his major domo, his advisor, his guard, his captain of the guard. Um, so it may be then that he gets sent to do something, and the rest of you are going with him to help him accomplish that.
I think that sounds fun. But what do you guys think?
I'd rather get you it.
Personally, I'd rather play a commoner. Yeah, no, I meant like in that case, maybe for example, here Taylor would be the nobleman, and we would be his entourage.
Yeah, sure. Everyone would be communist. Is everyone cool?
Well, I think what I'm hearing is that Taylor's going to be a noble, and everyone else will be commoners.
Yes.
So you will all be members of Taylor's household.
We haven't heard it from
Jamie, we heard. I'm asking the group.
Yeah. None of us speak static,
Yeah,
You're all robots.
She wants to know if we're all playing commoners or not.
except Taylor.
I'm okay.
Everyone cool with that?
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
yeah.
The only one who has any
All I
sort of
want to
secret.
know.
My question is, why would Taylor have any reason to actually, like, if we're all commoners?
Because
You're his vassals.
Yeah. Your commoners that have been pulled into my household to work for me, essentially. To help me.
Yeah. So if you
Which is another reason we went unsealy, because it makes more sense.
yeah, if you think about it, a duke or an earl or a whatever, if he goes traveling, he's going to have with him his head of household and his guard captain and his private chef and whatever other.
Stay behind.
Yeah.
Take care of the house.
Well, but why would commoners be in those positions? Though?
Why would nobles?
That's
Nobles wouldn't be.
no, yeah, that
Nobles is like a noble ship.
No. One noble will not serve another noble like that. Not in their own household.
Correct. You might have a noble that has noble knights reporting to him, but household staff, even experienced ones, would be commoners.
Is it possible that I could be a knight from the house that Taylor is?
I imagine it's possible.
We could come to a deal with that. Yeah.
That means you
Kind of.
noble.
I was about to say it would kind of.
It would be weird.
It could put you in a position of being a very low ranking noble.
But I would still be basically in the commoner position.
Yeah.
But I have that already.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. You would be kind of at that point where,
Taking them away, which is another thing.
yeah, you could be at that point where you were maybe a commoner, and you were a very good guard, and you've been elevated to captain of the guard, and so Taylor's household has granted you a ennoblement, but you haven't necessarily maybe been fully recognized by the court yet. So you're kind of in that middle ground area where some people accept you as a noble and other people still think of you as a commoner. But that would mean that you would still be a member of Taylor's house. So yeah, that would still be fine. So are we all fairly happy with that kind of basic setup?
Can we have a rundown of like positions? I know Majordomo and advisors. Like what type? Just any.
Well, a lot of it's going to come down to what types of characters you're building.
Exactly. That more sounds like we have to build our characters around the house.
No. You will be put into a position
Suitable, yeah.
your character. You're not building the character for the position. You will be put in the position that
Well,
is
we essentially are building it for the position.
Yeah, but
We're
it's
starting there.
No, but it's easier to figure out what kind of character you want to do, and then we figure out what kind of position that could fulfill.
Yeah.
And then do it.
if you were pulled into the household, you wouldn't pick what you do. You would be assigned. You would be told what you would do.
So
There would be a position you're given based on your skill set, not something you get to choose.
Yeah. So basically